what is up, everyone? Welcome back to the special hour. This is episode 15, celebration. Whoa, we made it.
Yippee!
So yes, thank you everyone on a real note for tuning in and making us a part of your schedule. For those of you guys that have been listening to every episode, last week we did not have one. We did record an episode, but someone had audio problems. We were unable
no idea.
to.
No idea who had that. No idea.
Yeah. So, so Donovan, what is up? What's up with you? How are you doing?
Hi there. Wait a minute. I said something without saying hi there. It's Donovan. Wait, I just broke it all. It's all ruined. It's over.
Donovan, just tell us how you're doing.
Yeah, I'm doing all right. There's just a lot of stuff on my plate. Just got a bunch of projects to do and stuff. Watch some movies like Spider-Man 3. Spider-Man 3 is awful, but I can't hate it.
Okay, let's talk about this because Spider-Man 3 is the first Spider movie I ever watched, and I kind of love it, even though I know it's a bad movie, but like I can't help but love it. It's just so endearing.
I went to see it in theaters, and yeah, the movie has a lot of problems, but I can't hate the movie. There's just there's some good stuff in there, and there's some really silly stuff, and then there's some really stupid stuff. But there's just a lot of good, you could say, quote unquote, that outweighs the bad. And I had a good time watching Spider-Man 3 again. It's very nostalgic.
At the end of the day, at least it's fun to like make fun of, even that it's worse.
Yeah, it's a very funny movie. It's a comedy. I watched it with a friend who hasn't seen it in a very long time, and I just said, we're watching a comedy. He's like, all right, and then it turned out to be Spider-Man 3. He's like, what the fuck? I thought you said this was a comedy.
It is a comedy. As far as I'm concerned, that is a comedy.
It's amazing. All right, what about you?
Just this past week, kind of the typical stuff. I literally just took a test earlier today, got an 85. It was for a marketing class. So, pretty good start to the day. Went and got coffee as well. Just I feel like the past week has just been kind of boring in terms of like what's been going on in terms of life. For anyone that's interested in the Finger Saga, for those of you that have been listening to the show for a few episodes at least, my fingernail I feel like is like half grown back now. Like it's getting there. So I'll be sure to keep everyone up to date whenever the fingernail hopefully
please provide
gets all back
gruesome
to normal.
Photos for us.
I can throw it in. I have a photo. I can throw it in the podcast if you want. I don't want to get the video taken down, so I probably won't. But so that's been my past week. Nothing too crazy. So for our special selects this week, I'm going to wait to talk about the game I've been playing because we kind of want to turn this into like its own segment towards the end. But Donovan, is there anything that you've been playing?
I also been playing the game that you've been playing, and other than that, it's been another game that I've been trudging through for the past like 2 months. So nothing new. I bet you can all assume what game it is.
Yeah, if you've listened to any of our previous episodes from recently, you might know what it is. But yes, so we can go and get into today's programming. I don't know why I said programming, like we're almost as if we're like a professional operation or something.
We are, duh.
Yeah, you're right.
Again, Joe Rogan, watch out.
So our first topic today it's kind of a special hour staple that we talk about games being added to Nintendo Music. But today it's a good one. We have good news. We have Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door being added to the Nintendo Music library. This is one I won't make fun of because The Thousand Year Door has one of the better soundtracks in terms of the vast Mario catalog. We still don't have Mario Kart World, but at least I'm not mad today. Like if there's going to be a game that we're getting. Wait, what do you say?
They're trying their best. Oh boy, yay!
Yeah, we're getting there. If they give me some Mario and Luigi, then then we'll be halfway there.
This is a tradition now. We just got to talk about almost every Nintendo Music's release. This is one of the better releases. I checked how many tracks there were in The Thousand Year Door. There were plus 100, maybe plus 200 tracks. So this is a pretty meaty soundtrack. And not only did they add the GameCube version, but they added the Nintendo Switch version as well. I don't know if there's much of a difference in terms of the music. Maybe there is. Maybe they added new stuff, but it's nice to have.
Pretty sure
both versions.
the music was remastered on the Switch version. I believe.
So that's even better. That it's good that they added both versions. And I guess the nice touch with Nintendo Music is that every track has its own thumbnail, and they put in the extra effort of making both thumbnails for both versions. Yippee.
Yes, which is really funny. It's really funny to me whenever Nintendo does put the effort on Nintendo Music with remaking the thumbnails and everything, but then whenever they're like porting a game from a previous console and then they just don't update the control layout in the new version of the game. But which I would argue that's probably more important to be putting that extra effort in, but whatever. I'm glad that they did that. I think for in terms of the aesthetics, it's great. So yeah, the 1,000 Year Door. There are some bangers in that soundtrack. For anyone that hasn't listened to it, like Glitzville, that's the first. Pedal Metals, Pedalberg, the Rogueport theme. There's a lot of bangers in the 1,000 Year Door. So I may have to give that soundtrack a spin because it's been a while since I've really listened to some of the songs from it. I would love if they gave us Super Paper Mario as well, though. I think Super Paper Mario is probably my favorite Mario RPG soundtrack. Maybe,
maybe, possibly. But
Donovan, I'm just saying. I don't.
I guess on the bright side, the 1,000 Year Door being added is very nice. It's just could they get a move on already? Could they add a little bit more, like maybe once every day? Like how many games do you need to go through Nintendo to fully fill up the service? So Paper Mario, the 1,000 Year Door joins the ranks of bangers like Donkey Kong Jr. Math and
Donkey Kong Jr. Math.
Clue Land, if that's even on there. Clue Land. What a banger soundtrack of bleeps and bloops.
Something I do want to say, because this just really bothers me. It's like they added the Super Mario Galaxy 2 and the original Galaxy soundtrack both under the Wii and the Switch, which like why?
Yeah, it's just so strange. But then when you tap on the menu for Super Mario Galaxy 2, if you're looking at the Nintendo Switch menu, it just links straight to the Wii one. So it's like, what's even the point of linking it under Nintendo Switch?
It just looks so unaesthetic.
Yeah.
Like, I get that they're probably doing it to market the game, but just
it's so odd. Who is running this app? I need to meet them. I need to desperately have them on the podcast, and we'll have a translator too. Another example is Metroid Prime Remastered. That's under Nintendo Switch, but then when you tap on it, it just links to the GameCube version. Which, I mean, there wasn't anything new added, so that makes sense, but it's also super tacky and weird.
Yeah, so have you ever played the 1,000 Year Door? I don't think we've ever talked about
I've never played it.
You've never played it?
I don't think I've ever played a Paper Mario game.
What the fuck?
Sorry, I'm playing other RPGs that don't have the Bing Bing Wahoo Man.
Okay. Are you telling me that I am in a podcast with a guy that has never played Paper Mario before? Like any of them?
You
only have time for
real big boy games, like unlike Sticker Star or something like that. I was contemplating.
Okay, well, Sticker Star's ass. I'm not even talking about. I agree.
I was contemplating about buying like Origami King when it first came out, but I heard the reviews. It was like, it's all right. So I'm like, okay. I don't think I'll waste my time on that. I remember when I was young, I really wanted Sticker Star and Color Splash. Color Splash looked so vibrant and whimsical. I'm like, Mom, maybe I want a Wii U.
Okay, well, Color Splash is a pretty whimsy game. But I don't know if Color Splash or Sticker Star should be someone's first introduction to Paper Mario necessarily. I feel like, in my opinion, the original is a really good starting point because the 1,000 Year Door in a lot of ways takes the original game and just improves on it in virtually every way. But the original is still a really good game, but if you place the 1,000 Year Door first, it might taint your perception of the original whenever you do play it. So I would honestly recommend playing the games like in order. I think the first three are all like must play.
I feel like if I were to play a Paper Mario game, I'd just pick up the 1,000 Year Door on Switch, which is from what I hear is a pretty great remake. And
it is. The only downside that a lot of people bring up is the frame rate drop. Personally, I don't even see that as a downside. I actually kind of like the 30 FPS compared to 60 because it kind of gives it this storybook quality while you're playing in a way. And plus it's an RPG, so frame rate isn't as imperative to the game as like a racing game or a platformer.
May I seamlessly transition over? This sort of off topic, but it does involve Paper Mario. I saw this image going around on the Gradle app of Twitter where people were discussing, I hate pointless remakes, and they showed games off like Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door, Persona 3 Reload, the Final Fantasy VII remakes, or Metal Gear Solid 3, or Delta, the Snake Eater, I think that's what it's called. And it sparked a really big old conversation about these because, in my opinion, and apparently a lot of other people's opinions, this is kind of split. Lots of people think those remakes are actually sort of justified, and the other half are like, no more remakes. These remakes are pointless, and they're just to milk out as much cash as possible from these super old ass games. So what do you think about these remakes, including the Thousand Year Door, like Persona 3 Reload, or like the Final Fantasy VII remakes, or the most recent Metal Gear Solid Delta remake?
So I don't know a ton about the other ones that you brought up. I definitely could speak on the Thousand Year Door and various other remakes that I have actually played. There's different types of remakes. There's just like ports where they just take an existing game and release it on new hardware just to make money off of an old product. And then there's remasters like with the Thousand Year Door, where they remake the game from the ground up, new features, quality of life improvements, all that kind of stuff. Personally, I'm on the side that I don't mind remakes. Obviously, I don't want remakes to make up the majority of the releases that are coming out. That would be bad. But the idea of remakes giving a whole new generation of people the ability to play a game that probably never would have maybe even known about it, like, 'cause, a lot of casual gamers, they might not know about a lot of these games that we take for granted. So the idea of a remake, making the jump across to a new generation doesn't really bother me. Of course, it could become malicious where it's, a company just like doing it as a cash grab. But even then, there still is that idea of, transforming it or diffusing it to a new group of people that may not have experienced the game before. So overall, I would say it's a net positive personally.
I think some of the examples whoever posted the original post made are a little bit ridiculous. Like Final Fantasy VII Remake, this whole trilogy of remakes is so different from the original. They're practically new games, and they justify their means because not only is it practically a new game, but they're also trying to change up the story a little bit, which that's its own controversy. I can't speak, but it does so much to justify its existence without just being, we're trying to milk out Final Fantasy VII for all it's worth. And then there's other games like, say, Metal Gear Solid Delta, where, yes, it's very different to the point of it being a new game, but it also does follow the original, like, super faithfully to a T, I believe. So I could see the argument where it's saying, well, you're just remaking it for just the sake of making more money. But on the other hand, it does add, like, it does refine what's already existing and soups it up for a modern age as if it was released in a modern age. So on that end, it's walking a thin line between necessary and unnecessary. And then there's like other stupid remakes, like The Last of Us Part 1. It is a game that released in I think 2013, and then it got a remaster like a few years later, and then it works perfectly fine on PS5. It's sort of souped up a little bit, and then they have a remake of that game. That's a little bit excessive. I have played The Last of Us Part 1. I did play the remake version simply because, I have a PS5. I would like to take advantage of the hardware. I would like to take advantage of the brand new quote unquote brand new lighting, environments, character models. They're barely different, but I like to have the latest and greatest, even though the remaster it'll suffice. It's barely different, but it's a little bit unnecessary. But I like to have the latest and greatest. But then you have The Last of Us Part 2 remastered. I guess that doesn't fall under a remake, but I think they did remake some assets. I don't know exactly how The Last of Us Part 2 remastered went out, but that's a little bit excessive. That game is like 5 years old now, and we're remastering it now. Okay, sure. I think that remaster actually came out like 3-4 years after the original came out. But either way, remasters remakes they walk a fine line between necessary or just outright excessive.
Yeah, I agree that definitely The Last of Us is a good example of a situation where remakes cross that line into becoming just like greedy, perhaps even lazy to an extent. I guess just overall, like as a net viewpoint, I would say I don't really mind it. So I guess it becomes more interesting whenever we're talking about the like remasters versus ports is a whole other conversation. Deluxe editions where they're actually adding more content.
Day one editions.
I don't know about day one editions. I don't know.
Game
about
of the year editions for a game that didn't even win Game of the Year.
Wasn't even nominated for Game of the Year.
The ego on some of these developers. I mean, hey, I respect it. But
yeah. So So moving on, we have a really funny. I don't know about funny. We have a short video that Nintendo put out. It seems like it's kind of like marketing the next Pikmin or whatever. But they put it out as like a short video, almost like that you would see before going to see a Pixar movie or something. Like, it was so random. And if you watch through it, it's like a Pikmin type of thing, but like Donovan, like what are we doing here? Because
did you see do you know there's two different versions?
Well, I know the most recent version is the one where the Pikmin were more like explicitly in it. Yeah. Right?
The original version was completely invisible with the Pikmin. Apparently, according to Pikmin Bloom, we cannot see Pikmin. Pikmin are invisible, so maybe that's what they were going at. But also, why did they make two different versions?
I don't know. I only saw the most recent one.
Mm-hmm. But the original definitely had so many theories. People were like, "Oh, is that baby Rosalina, or is that the kid from like the Mario movie that bullied Luigi?" Or some stupid stuff.
Donovan, please never do that voice again.
I immediately recognized the Pikmin theme, so I'm like, "Oh, this got to be Pikmin." And then I watched the whole video without seeing a single Pikmin. I'm like, what the fuck did I just watch? Nintendo just tricked a bunch of grown-ass men to watch like a Cocomelon video. But it's a very nice animation. It has been confirmed that it was made by Nintendo Pictures, which is their subsidiary that creates a bunch of short movies and cutscenes for, I guess, just general consumption or even video games. I remember Nintendo Pictures, I think they got a credit in Death Stranding 2 on the beach. Small world, huh? But they have been credited for making this short. This just brings me back to the days of the old Pikmin shorts. Remember that? For Pikmin 3, they had a bunch of small shorts of the Pikmin screwing around there. This kind of is a callback. Maybe in the modern day, they're doing more Pikmin shorts. I'd love to see it. What do you think?
I mean, as someone that hasn't really divulged into the Pikmin franchise, I don't think I'm the one to be... Okay, Paper Mario boy.
You haven't played Pikmin, but you're playing Paper Mario.
Oh, you're gonna piss me off today, Donovan.
No, you're pissing me off.
Okay. I'm just being vulnerable with our audience, okay? Like I'm admitting a fault. I've only played the original Pikmin. I enjoyed it, by the way. I wasn't saying anything bad about Pikmin. But I'm just saying that from what I saw with the short, it's the animation was good. It was cool.
Yeah, it was pretty
cool. Based on what you said about Pikmin Bloom or whatever about the invisible Pikmin, I didn't even really know about that. If that's true, then that's cool, I guess. I don't know. I just really don't have. I feel like you're the expert here. Like how I was also offering insight on Paper Mario. So like, I mean,
all right, it's my turn. I feel like this is Nintendo's way of nudging Pikmin along as trying to be one of their big five. I remember on their Nintendo Store logos, they have their quote-unquote big five. They got Mario, that makes sense. Link for Zelda, that makes sense. Splatoon, all right, that's pretty big, one of their big franchises. Animal Crossing, that's also huge. And then you got Pikmin. Pikmin's not the biggest, but I think Nintendo's just trying its hardest to make it one of their big franchises.
Are we saying specifically out of Nintendo in-house, like not like obviously?
Yeah, I think. Because
obviously Pokemon is a bigger franchise, but it's not directly owned by Nintendo.
Nintendo, so like in-house, like pure Nintendo. Like Metroid, they could have put Samus, but they've been developing games for Metroid with either Mercury Steam, which is a second-party developer, and Retro Studios, which I mean, that is a Nintendo. So that is technically Nintendo in-house, but I mean, I don't know why.
I was going to say Metroid doesn't really sell a lot normally. But, like, does Pikmin sell a lot normally? I don't even know.
Pikmin 4 sold, it is the best selling in the series. I think it sold a bit more than, say, something like Metroid Dread or Fire Emblem Three Houses. So it's definitely it's not bigger than Kirby, but it's one of their B-tier franchises, maybe.
What about Animal Crossing?
Animal Crossing, well, that's on another planet, but I think they're trying to nudge Pikmin along as one of their big five. I mean,
you're telling me. Whoa. Let's slow down. You're telling me with a straight face right now that Pikmin is in the big five and Animal Crossing isn't?
No. Animal Crossing is. Animal Crossing is.
Oh, I didn't hear you say that. I thought you said it was.
Are.
Oh, I thought you were saying Animal Crossing wasn't in the big five. No. I was like, what
I'd
the fuck?
be insane to say that.
Okay.
I mean,
all right.
It's Miyamoto's baby. I think Miyamoto may love Pikmin more than he loves his own child.
Oh my god.
He loves these little guys. They're even in Super Nintendo World, where it's a giant Mario theme park, but for some reason there's little Pikmin sprouted about. I think Miyamoto is he's just forcing the Nintendo executives at gunpoint, put Pikmin everywhere. I swear to God, or I'm gonna blow up your house.
What the fuck, Donovan?
Yeah. But seeing Pikmin in a Nintendo short, that's nothing new. I just see it as a interesting marketing point for Pikmin, just getting Pikmin out there for all the Cocomelon babies that are on their Nintendo Today apps, getting invested in these little guys.
Do you want to talk about Nintendo Today, by the way? Just in general?
Yeah, sure.
Because we haven't really touched on Nintendo Today.
Because the Pikmin version of Close to You, that was exclusive to Nintendo Today, and Nintendo is in fact taking down YouTube videos of Close to You with the Pikmin versions, I believe. They're taking down YouTube videos of that. So they're being very stingy.
Oh, Nintendo. I love you, Nintendo. This is this company.
So thoughts on Nintendo Today?
I can't even tell you the last time I've opened up that app. I think Nintendo Today is just kind of obsolete. The only reason it isn't pointless is because they do sometimes do these like exclusive, you find out first on Nintendo Today. But for some reason, I would just rather find out a few moments later on Twitter than, like, I don't know. Just something about Nintendo Today just feels clunky to me. And like I always just forget that it exists, and it's just such a nothing app to me. What about you, Donovan?
I do forget it exists sometimes, but I think I do use it a little bit more than the normal person, just because they do get information, quote unquote, first. So I'm like, oh, if there's anything Nintendo related, it's probably on Nintendo Today, so I'll check that out. And as someone that's in the know in the industry and is enthusiastic about Nintendo, I'm like, all right, sure, let's open the Nintendo Today app. The app itself is a little clunky. It's interesting. You can I'm looking at it right now. At the bottom of every single news post, you can give some feedback from useful to funny to cool to cute. That's I don't know if Nintendo takes this information.
Quite the range of
what a range. I don't know if Nintendo takes any of this into consideration. Where's the
definitely not?
Where's the I hate this, I want you to die button? It's not there. But
I'm shocked that they don't have that.
There's others. They have exclusive looks at things. I think the best use of this app is say for Kirby Air Riders, Sakurai, or I guess Sora and Nintendo have been going at this, and on Nintendo Today, just daily, they've been providing so much information on Kirby Air Riders through Nintendo Today, from like very important details to very minute and throwaway stuff. They even have things where you can look at 3D models, where you can rotate the model around of the different machines in Kirby Air Riders on Nintendo Today. That's pretty cool. That's some pretty cool exclusive stuff that you can't get on any other app. And then
okay, that's a cool like addition of Nintendo Today. I think part of my issue with it, and I think I've talked about this before on the podcast, I forget, but I wish Nintendo would just create an all-in-one app that all of these features are streamlined onto. The only exception is, I guess, like Nintendo Music. That can be its own app. But like Nintendo Today, the Nintendo Switch Online app, the Nintendo Parental Controls app, all of that could just be in one app. Like they don't need
that
to
could
make
all
it be all
just
cluttered.
be in that single Nintendo Switch app, or like just a Nintendo app. I know Japan. This is a Japan exclusive, not for a finger licking KFC loving, rootin' tootin' Americans. We don't have the My Nintendo app. Only Japan has that. That's where you can access the My Nintendo store. You can access some Nintendo Switch like statistics. You can get Nintendo news there as well. I don't know why we don't have that. Instead, we gotta settle with the Nintendo Today app and then the Nintendo Switch app. It's all segmented for some reason. Great talk.
I just Donovan, I wasn't even trying to make it awkward. I was about to say something else, and you're over here. Oh, good talk, Matt. Okay. I was just gonna say that for what it is, there are cool features on Nintendo Today, like how you were saying. Sometimes they'll be like, okay, take a look at the Nintendo Switch 2 dock with a 3-dimensional view, and you can that's an interesting concept for an app. Other than that, whenever they just like announce like, oh, here's a trailer, here's a release date, it's like I'm not compelled personally to like be like scavenging like a hawk on the Nintendo Today app.
They'll just post that information on Twitter anyways.
Exactly. I do remember hearing Kit and Krista hypothesizing that Nintendo's plan with Nintendo Today is to phase out all of their other social channels and just have Nintendo Today be the source.
That's ridiculous.
If they did, that would be like the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. But it sounds like something that Nintendo would try to do because it's Nintendo. I don't see any reason why they would forego like a channel like Instagram or Twitter because like that would be excluding all of their casual audiences that are just casually checking in. Maybe they follow Nintendo but they're not super in the know. Those people are not going to download Nintendo Today because they don't care enough to do that. It's the same reason I follow a company like Ubisoft on Twitter, or like a developer that I don't care that much about, but like I want to, if they announce something, it'll come up on my timeline. But like if Ubisoft announced like, all right, download the Ubisoft Now app where it's exclusive, like I'm not gonna fucking download that shit. And it's like the same concept where it's like, these social channels are really important to Nintendo to allow those other people to engage with their announcements. And if they just put it on Nintendo Today, they're going to be excluding all of those demographics. So I think that that's stupid. But once again, it's Nintendo, so it seems like something it's stupid enough to where I could see them doing it, basically.
Yeah, just Nintendo Today is a weird, funky little app that adults could use, but I think this is just Nintendo doing child propaganda. I made a video about that.
And I call every single podcast now it's just you plugging whatever your latest video is.
Oh no, this is like a 2-month-old video. See, big difference.
Oh, is this the video with the Soviet flag thing? No, I remember this.
Yeah, it's about play Nintendo and their stuff with kids.
That's great.
Mm-hmm. Anyways, okay. Moving on from Nintendo, we got Sega.
Yes, so moving on from your video about child propaganda, let's talk about
let's
Sega.
Let's brush that aside.
Yeah, let's talk about Sega teaming up with the Olympics. Whenever I first
Mario.
saw this, well, okay, so okay, let's clear the air on this. They're not making Sonic Olympic Games. It's just merchandise. I was reading a little bit into like the statement that the Olympics and Sega made about this. Essentially, it's because of Sonic's dedication to like not teamwork, but like just like being, camaraderie with others and how that aligns with the morals and the ethics of the Olympics. Yeah. That's basically what I took away from it. It's just funny to me that they took away the Mario and Sonic games for NFTs, but now they're
how's that
Sonic
going?
Merch. Yeah, I mean, probably pretty good. We all know how NFTs are awesome. So, just kidding, by the way, before anyone clips that. Donovan, what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, Sonic loves teamwork, and teamwork and the Olympics go hand in hand. Fuck you, Mario.
That was a very fruitful conversation.
We're gonna end our teamwork and friendship, and we're gonna exclude you from our party, and we're just gonna party up with the Olympics without Mario.
What kind of merchandising is this? Just gonna be like shirts and stuff, or are they gonna like lean into sports related merch?
I want to see like a Sonic themed like tennis racket. I want some Sonic shoes. I want their like on the basketball court for the Olympics. I want Sonic's head to be in the center. I want for like the track and field, I want there to be like a digital Sonic running alongside like Noah Lyles. Yeah, I just want more. Just inject Sonic everywhere. Like, just commit hard.
That was great, Donovan.
Please,
I really like those.
If any Sega executives are listening, please take notes. And I'm available.
Okay, so our next topic, we have a leak from Daniel RPK that we could be seeing a Donkey Kong movie in the works at Universal. Do you think that this would be in the same universe as the Mario Bros. Movie if they did this?
Yeah.
Like if this is real? Yeah, well, I mean, we already had Donkey Kong in that movie, so I guess it would make sense. But if this was true, I would personally be pretty hyped up about this. I'm a big Donkey Kong fan myself. So yeah,
because they got Seth Rogen involved, I hope they make it like as funny as possible.
Yeah, well, do you mean like if they just made it campy and just really leaned into the goofiness?
Yeah, if they leaned into the if they leaned into the goofiness.
What the? Whoa.
That was a brain fart right there, or an aneurysm, who knows? But if they leaned into the goofiness and they just made it like a comedy, that'd be really funny. I don't want it to be like MCU levels of humor where it's like, oh, he's like behind me, isn't here? Or like, that sounded better in my head, like something like that. I want it to be like actual funny like stuff, like old comedies that we used to get in movies that we don't get anymore. like the Naked Gun. Have you ever seen that movie? I haven't seen it either, but I've seen a bunch of.
I feel like I've heard of it though.
It's hilarious. I want it to be like that, but except with all the raunchiness, because this is for kids after all. Although they do have Seth Rogen involved, but yeah, I'm not surprised by this. They've been trying to expand Donkey Kong ever since they had the Donkey Kong part of Super Nintendo World, and then they got Donkey Kong Bonanza. I'm just hoping for the best. Don't make it shit.
You pretty much just took the words right out of my mouth. I don't have anything specific that I'd be looking for. I guess I want something that's relatively similar to the Mario movie, where it's very accessible, very maybe a little bit more of a story than we have with Mario, but like I don't need it to be this deep philosophical take on the social and economic state of the world. You know what I mean? Like it could just be.
Look, the gold standard are like the classic Pixar movies. I think those are the gold standard of any animation movie.
Like where there's some kind of moral or a theme to take away from it.
They don't talk about, the social economic state of the world, but they do, have a moral, and they do delve into
Pixar movies can get deep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Like it doesn't even have to be that deep, because like Pixar movies, if we're talking like, I mean, take your pick with which movie we're referring to, but like The Incredibles, we're getting into themes of family and infidelity, or perceived infidelity from the wife's perspective, a villain that's killing people. Like then you turn your head, look at something like Inside Out and its portrayal of mental health and anxiety. Then you look a few degrees to your left and you're looking at Cars, and you're talking about like I don't know what's funny about that, but you look at Cars and you're talking about like success and okay.
You ever wonder why there's metal detectors in Cars 2?
Why are there metal detectors in Cars 2, Donovan?
Do you know why there's metal detectors in airports?
For security purposes.
Yeah.
Oh wait. Are you saying wait? Are you saying the thing where 9/11 happened in the Cars universe?
I mean, it could have. There's also a bishop and there's a crucifix. So Cars Jesus definitely had to have existed. So like, how did that work?
Donovan, I was actually like trying to make a point about how Pixar does storytelling, and then you just shat all over what I was trying to say.
Well, anyways, we hope,
really appreciate that.
We hope these Mario like the Super Mario Galaxy movie or the Donkey Kong movie could live up to like the quality standards of something like a Pixar movie, because those are kind of like the gold standard, and Nintendo in some ways makes really quality gold standard video games. We just hope to see that in their movies. Unfortunately, they are probably working with Illumination still. Illumination should probably...
Illumination!
Oh, no. They need to up their game. They make such average stuff. I was watching a clip of Despicable Me in class, and I was watching it alongside a friend, and I just realized, like, you know what? Despicable Me 1 might be, like, Illumination's only, like, good quality movie. The Mario Brothers movie, it's alright. It's alright.
I would say, my opinion, the Mario movie, if we're talking objectively, the Super Mario Bros. Movie is, like, a 5 out of 10. It's just kind of down the middle.
Yeah.
It's just, like, nothing crazy. I would agree, though. I'm not a fan of... I think Illumination is, like, the biggest culprit of what I call the fart joke epidemic of children's movies, where any Illumination movie you go to see, half of the movie is just goofy-ass jokes like that. And I don't know. Like,
just hope for the best.
Yeah, okay. Well, that was a thrilling talk, Donovan.
You're welcome.
So, finally, we have a fun conversation to end this episode off. This is what we were waiting for, because this past week we had the release of Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 on the Switch, and we were like, you know what? Why not revisit the age-old debate of which Galaxy game is better between Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2. So, I've been playing Galaxy 2 because I already had replayed Galaxy 1 with 3D All-Star several times. I've become very familiar with the game because I grew up playing it, and I grew up playing Galaxy 2, but I've not really played it in a long time. So I think that after replaying, because like right now on the Switch version of Galaxy 2, I am about to reach the special world. So I'm pretty much done with the main game. I haven't really trekked through all the green stars yet, so I don't remember exactly how annoying they are, but I remember them being annoying. And I haven't gotten to replay the perfect run yet, so this is based on the main campaign, but I may be leaning towards Galaxy 1 being better. I'm not gonna lie. But Donovan, what are your thoughts before we get into this?
The last time I played Galaxy 1 was in Super Mario 3D All-Stars. I probably finished that in like 2021, so it's been a hot minute. But Galaxy 2, I did not buy the Switch one. I booted up my good old Wii, took out my nunchuck, and started playing. I was transported all the way back to, when did this release? 2010? 2009 or something? Yeah. 2010.
2010.
This is my childhood 3D Mario game. Everything about this game brings back so many memories. Just from the overture to the Star Festival theme, or like the first Galaxy world that I can't think of. The entire soundtrack brings back so many memories. Bowser Jr.'s like flotilla goes so hard. I this is one of the reasons why I booted up the Nintendo Music app, just to re-listen to the entire soundtrack.
Wait, so Are you saying the soundtrack for Galaxy 2 is better than Galaxy 1?
Low key, from my experience,
Whoa!
Maybe because I have a more sentimental connection to Galaxy 2. Low key, I might bop with Galaxy 2 a little bit more.
Okay. Okay.
Well, anyways,
that's
going to the game.
That's definitely one of the opinions of all time. I agree that Galaxy 2. Look, Galaxy 2 has a really good soundtrack, but it's like Galaxy 1, but slightly less magical. Like, there's just something about Galaxy 1.
Sky Station Galaxy sounds amazing. The Yoshi Star
Gusty
Galaxy.
Garden.
Okay, Gusty Garden, but that's also featured in Galaxy 2, and it has a slightly different remix.
Oh, wait, so you almost said that like I give a fuck. Like, I don't care. It was in Galaxy 1
Flip
first.
Swap Galaxy, Puzzle Plank Galaxy, Cosmic Cove Galaxy, Wild Glide. Again, Bowser Jr.'s Flotilla is a banger. It's just so it's good.
Okay.
Really good.
Sure. Agree to disagree.
Hey, you've only brought up Gusty Garden.
Well, because you said Sky Station, and that's just a less good version of Gusty Garden with the music. So
no, what about Cloud Court?
I don't know. It's like, okay, so you bring up Cloudy Court Galaxy. Oh, I really like Space Junk Galaxy. I really like Deep Dark Galaxy. I really like Base Galaxy.
Nuh-uh.
Did I just get fucking nuh-uh on the special hour? Oh.
Nuh-uh. Anyways, in terms of the gameplay, I mean, it sure is Galaxy 2, but great talk. Great
talk.
Just booting up the game and just playing through. I haven't played through the entire game again, but I played through, I think, World 1 and 2. It is so satisfying. Everything is so tightly, beautifully made. Just launching from a launch star is just pure bliss. Landing in starting a galaxy feels so good. But again, this all could also happen in Galaxy 1. Going back to the music. I think the Star Collect sound in Galaxy 2 is a little bit better.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Even though it's like in a different pitch. It sounds better. They use that theme for 3D All-Stars, even though it's not even in the collection. I mean, the differences between Galaxy 1 and 2, it's very minute. Galaxy 2, I guess the biggest difference is presentation. Galaxy 2 has a whole storybook aesthetic where Galaxy 1 had a whole cinematic angle where it's a big deal that Bowser's kidnapping Peach this time, even though he just kidnapped her like on last Wednesday. But this time there's like a giant UFO. He's shooting lightning from his hands like he's fucking Palpatine or Hassan.
Like he's Hassan.
It's a big deal, and Kamek just shoots Mario out into outer space. Whereas Galaxy 2 is like, it's Galaxy 2, bitch. You start the game. Get on with it. That's the attitude I get from Galaxy 2. It's like, this is Galaxy 2. You know the deal. Start playing.
Okay, look, I I do appreciate that aspect of Galaxy 2 where it's more fast-paced and to the point. I just think that bombastic feel of Galaxy 1 is just more captivating to me personally. Another random thing, since we're bringing up dumb shit, which you started whenever you were like, actually, the star pitch collect sound is slightly better. If we're gonna be getting all fucking dumbass like that, I prefer how the space, like the skybox of Galaxy 1 is actually space, but in Galaxy 2 it's just like skies. Or at least for most of the galaxies in Galaxy 2, I prefer the former. So, if we're going to be getting all nitpicky, then,
Galaxy 2 does have a lot of sky in a space setting, but there's also, beautiful space settings. We can't deny that it doesn't have that.
I think also that in terms of the levels, the highs are higher in Galaxy 1 and the lows are lower. Whereas in Galaxy 2, it's more consistently just like good. There still are galaxies in Galaxy 2 I don't like. I'm still not a fan of the bird gliding galaxies. There's two of them. Yeah, they both suck. I just think that the controls are ass.
Does the Manta Ray galaxy, that doesn't exist in Galaxy 2, right?
No, so that's a fair point. They kind of cancel each other out. But I will say the bird gliding has always pissed me off more than the Manta Ray missions from Galaxy 1. But I will concede that point because the Manta Ray missions are not good either. But there still are galaxies in Galaxy 2 I don't like. I'm trying to think of a specific one off the top of my head. I'm not a big fan of the haunted level from World 5. I'm not a fan of the desert galaxy from World 5. I'm also not a big fan of the drill power. I don't know why. It's like the controls feel so slow paced and clunky.
You don't like that? So, I love the use of level design where, it kind of shifts your perspective. I think that's pretty cool.
I think it's cool, but it's just clunkier feeling to me than the rest of the game. So that's my take on it. I'm also the guy that low-key kind of fucks with the spring mushroom, so maybe my opinion isn't really...
You got lobotomized. A spring went into your brain and just twisted it. Oh my god. Mario's scared of the fucking spring power-up. I mean, have you seen the render of him in that? He's terrified.
It's like kind of fun. Like
no. I think it's like I think it's a challenge more than a power up. It's like a power down. It's like, oh fuck, I gotta use the spring.
But see, Donovan, you're just like, you're in such a 2010 mindset. Like, I think that you have to open your eyes to the possibilities of just bouncing up and living life with some whims.
I'm opening my eyes to the cloud mushroom. That is such a fun power up. And offers so much utility, and that's a Galaxy 2 thing.
Okay, cool. Well, Galaxy 1 has the Space Junk Galaxy.
Oh. Well, I thought we were talking about power-ups.
I was just going to shift over towards Galaxy. Because Galaxy 1 has Space Junk Galaxy. We got the Honey Hive Galaxy.
I never even said which one I like between the two. I'll save that for the end. But, Galaxy 2, I think I'm playing in defense for Galaxy 2. I just think it's a very super consistent experience, and also Yoshi.
Wait, okay, slow down. What do you mean I think I'm playing in defense? So are you telling me that this whole time you don't even like Galaxy 2 more and you're just arguing out of obligation for it?
Yeah, a little bit.
Are you fucking kidding me, Donovan?
I'm just bringing up both sides, like both perspectives. I think Galaxy 1, I think I like that a little bit better, mainly because of the aesthetics and the whole feeling. But Galaxy 2, for one, I'm super nostalgic for it. I mean, Starship Mario, I think that's better than the Comet Observatory, and it brings back so many memories. But there's also some aspects of Galaxy 2 that, I feel like Galaxy 1 had like a little bit of a leg over. I think the final battle felt so much more cooler in Galaxy 1. There's maybe a little bit too much retro soundtracks maybe, and that are reused or remixed in Galaxy 2 compared to 1. Galaxy
so you agree
2,
that Galaxy 1 has the better soundtrack?
No, but but Galaxy 2,
I thought I could get you right there.
But Galaxy 2 feels more like a video game, whereas Galaxy 1 feels more like an experience. But sometimes you feel like, you just want that more consistent video game feel of Galaxy 2, even though the differences are so minute. It's comparing apples to apples, like an apple to a slightly shinier apple.
Thrilling conversation.
Thrilling convo.
I think overall, of course, the two games are very similar in terms of their quality. Another random thing to bring up is that the hub area in Galaxy 1 is way better than Galaxy 2.
Hey, Starship Mario is awesome. I get to ride Yoshi on Mario's nose.
I would disagree. I think Starship Mario is not a good hub area.
You don't like Lubba?
No. Not really, no. Are you done?
No.
So are there any other aspects of Galaxy 2 that you're just going to defend for the sake of defending it, even though agree that Galaxy 1 is better?
I'll put down one aspect of Galaxy 2. The world map is pretty lame. It's just linear, kind of like New Super Mario Brothers, whereas Galaxy 1, it does feel like a giant galaxy. Really?
Yeah, I agree that Galaxy 1 is the better world map. I like how the fact that it feels more immersive because you're actually like looking into the telescope and or the observatory. I mean, you're like launching to it. Whereas in Galaxy 2, you're just playing New Super Mario Bros. But some people are like, well, it's actually more streamlined and easy to get from level to level. And I'm like, I mean, I guess, yeah, if you have the TikTok attention span where you can't spend 5 seconds going to the next level, yeah, sure, I guess. But no, I don't mind it. I think that Galaxy 1's world map is actually very cool and very immersive. So
overall, I think Galaxy 1 has a little bit of an edge for me because of how impactful and important it feels to play it and to experience it. And Galaxy 2, I'm very nostalgic over it. I love most of everything in that game, but there's just some things that lessen the impactful cinematic impact that was Galaxy 1. You could say that's a detriment. I don't mind it that much, but because Galaxy 1 has those features, I'm going to give my flowers to Galaxy 1.
So, all in all, we agreed the whole time, and this was a waste of our time. So,
hey, this could have been a 30-second conversation. Oh yeah, Galaxy 1's better. Oh, okay. Anyways, guys, thank you for listening.
So, yes, we didn't really have any questions this week. So, if you have any questions that you want us to answer next week, feel free to let us know in the comments down below or join the Special Hour Discord server where we have a specialized channel just for asking us questions. Reminder that it doesn't have to be gaming related. So, yes, Donovan, where can the people find you on the internet?
You can find me on DonovanDud, YouTube. I think I played Running T-Rex recently. Other than that, you can interact with me on my Discord, the Nintendo Boys, and you can find me on Instagram and Twitter. What about you and your Discord server? We're gonna revive. We're gonna revive.
Yes. So if you want to join my Discord server, the Dean Kingdom, feel free to do that. We're going to revive it very soon because we haven't mentioned that yet on the podcast, but we are planning on doing that. And then also I am on YouTube, MrDean44. Go feel free to check it out. There's lots of cool Nintendo and gaming stuff on there. You can find me on Blue Sky and on our favorite app that has a very lovely and non-bigoted CEO, Twitter. Yeah. Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.